Welcome to David Taylor Oval, Werris Creek, a town of just 1,500 people, hosting the Group 4 Grand Final for 1996 in the Werris Creek side. Going to the match's favourites, the full side, fullback Guy Neen, wingers Aaron Allen and Sean Allen, the centres Daniel Wilson and Bill Parsons, the 5'8" Corey Wilson, the halfback is Stuart Porter, the lock forward Craig Betts, second rowers Jason Holland and Dean Constable, the props are Neil Constable and Richie Porter, and the captain is Ray Saunders. And now the Gunnedah Bulldog side now coming onto the field. A side beaten 38 points to 0 in the major semi-final. And the full team is Troy Stone at fullback. The wingers are Darryl Kingdom and Greg Kelly. The centres are Roger Torrens and Luke Ross. The 5'8" Sean Hayne. The halfback and captain is Steve Howard. The lock forward is Chris Carter. Second row is Craig Smith and Lindsay Maney. The props are Steve Gallagher and Ian Elphick. And the hooker is Sean Torrens.
Yeah, perfect, thanks. Okay.
Sure.
Pratton. Show pony. Smart ass. We on tape?
Cup.
Grand final day in the bush. There's not a thing like it.
Love the sound of the car horns blowing, don't you?
There's a lot to be said for being able to drive your car up to the fence too. I reckon that's great. They might have a Greasy Pig thing at half time. Someone might pull one out of their boot.
Slim Dusty sings a song. Okay, we're getting close.
Be better than Kick for Cash.
I think we're having the national anthem, fellas.
Come on, doggy!
Yeah, mate, I'm right.
Apparently not. Sorry, I thought he signalled that way.
Television. That's a bugger. Couple of thousand.
Yeah. Oh, three at least, yeah. They're fairly well packed in up either side here. Interesting. The captain of Werris Creek didn't toss. He's the captain here, the hooker.
That big fella in the middle, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Oh,
Might be luckier. Who's that? That's 5'8". Corey Wilson, 300.
the most experienced referee in Group 4 Rugby League, Barry Pratton, is about to sound time on in the 1996 Group 4 Grand Final. A referee of great experience, and Sean Hayne, the Gunnedah 5'8", starts play as we welcome our commentary team to David Taylor Oval here at Werris Creek. Joining me in the commentary box, former St George hooker and General Manager of the Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service, Richard Jones. Good afternoon, Richard.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here.
A big crowd building up, about 2,500 to 3,000 people here at David Taylor Oval, and I'd say 80 to 90% Magpie supporters as we go down to the touchline with Neil Baker, former Super Boot with the South Sydney and the Canterbury and Penrith clubs, and a bit of wind will come into play today, Neil.
Yes, thanks very much, Greg. Yeah, Werris Creek have won the toss and have elected to run with the breeze. It's picking up as I speak. So yeah, they've elected to run with it in the first half, Greg.
Gunnedah have the ball. That's the winger going across field, Daryl Kingdom. And this Gunnedah side, they came off a 38-0 hiding in the major semi-final at the hands of the Werris Creek Magpies. They won the final in a tight one last week against Manila. And the fact that Werris Creek, Richard Jones, has lost both lower grades in the grand final today. The reserves 24-22. As we see a break being made out wide, comes out to the winger on this side, Daryl Kingdom, and he's brought down just inside halfway. They also lost the juniors 16-13 to the West Tamworth side. What sort of psychological advantages would it have on the disadvantage on this Werris Creek first grade side?
Oh, I don't think it will have a lot. They've played all year. They've been undefeated all year. This is their shot for the Clayton's Cup and the title, of course, here in Group 4. They're obviously a very good side. They look a bit knocked up early. Actually, it's quite warm today, Neil, down there on the sideline. I guess it's even warmer in that sun.
Yes, it is, Jonesy. And I was just talking to Frank Fish, and he said if Gunnedah can stay with them for, first 20 to 30 minutes of the game, he doesn't think Werris Creek are really that fit.
Craig Betts with the ball now for the Magpies, just outside the corner line. Great conditions at David Taylor Oval as another player on the burst just held over the corner line. Magpies coach David McCann telling the players that they must get Jason Holland and get him early before he gets that ball away. As up centre field goes the centre, that's Daniel Wilson. He's brought down 12 short of halfway in centre field. The Magpies running left to right on your screen as the kick is put in by Stuart Porter. You'll see a lot of that today. Both half-backs will have a big input into the game, but the ball is dead on this occasion. It goes over the dead ball line. So after a minute of play here, score remains at 0-0. Ball being brought back to the restart of play. Innocuous start to the match so far. And the hooker, Sean Torrance, takes the tap. Good player too. Out it goes to Elphick, the prop forward. We'll see him with the Guernsey for most of the day, he and Elphick. Ball played on the far side. Goes away to the lock forward. That's Chris Carter. And he's met midway half and quarter. Got the pass away in the air, but the referee's ruled it forward. So an error in the early stages, just inside Gunnedah's territory.
Yeah, I read with some note in the local paper, actually, I've just got hold of today, the leaders. We just come back to the replay here. Really not much in it. Gunnedah won't be able to spill the ball on easy tackles. Just trying to get the pass away. I think he might have caught him for a forward one there. Yeah, they won't want to give Werris Creek too much of the bill today.
Now run around to the 5'8", and that's Corey Wilson. He almost got the pass away, but he grasped midway half and quarter. Good tackle too by Luke Ross from Gunnedah. Now Werris Creek rocking the ball up to the quarter line. They're unbeaten this year, as Richard said, and they win today. They take the coveted Clayton's Cup. Now, not Clayton's Cup, but the Clayton Cup. It is a cup that they actually do get. Stuart Porter, now from dummy half. The hooker throws it inside to the second rower, and prop forward, should I say. And Richie Porter it is, and he's pushed back a few metres just out from his own try line. The hooker, Ray Saunders, and captain. He works a short blind. Away it goes to the prop, Neil Constable. And Constable's pushed away by some good bulldog defence. They're right on the line. That's the fifth tackle on them now. A kick into the in-goal area. Race for the ball, but it's taken over the dead ball line by the centre. Roger Torrens saving the day. So the Bulldogs under plenty of pressure early in the match, Richard.
Yeah, they certainly are, but the defence has been spot on. Just back to the replay. The kick from the little hooker there, just going a little bit too deep. So it's not a bad set of six from the Werris Creek side. I'm sure they'll be happy just to receive the ball. And Gunnedah, as I said a minute ago, they won't be wanting to turn it over too often.
Neil Baker on the touchline. What sort of pressure would the Werris Creek Magpies be under today, going into a grand final, not having lost a match this year?
Yeah, well, they'd be under a fair bit of pressure, really. There's a lot, as you say, to go for, especially with the Clayton Cup. It's an award that everyone loves to go for as far as the country rugby league goes. So, yeah, they'd be under a bit of pressure.
Dean Constable brought down just short of the quarter line. Saunders a dummy half, away to Porter, across field, throws a dummy, good little halfback. Northern Division halfback, in fact. The pass goes away. Juggle in the air, bit of early nerves from Daniel Wilson. He takes the tackles. Stevie Howard, the little halfback over the top. They work a short blind now, the Magpies. The lock forward throws it inside. That's Craig Betts. Ball's gone forward and loose. And the referee just saying to Roger Torrens, I did see it, Roger. Thanks for your help, but I don't need it this early in the match.
Yeah, just back to the replay there, knock on both ways. But, you know, it's a pretty scrappy start to the game. Werris Creek, I'm a little bit surprised. You could have thrown a blanket over them at some stage. So the week off last week, they might just be back on their heels a little bit at this stage of the game.
That's the centre taking the tackle, Roger Torrens from the scrum win. Quarter line, beautiful weather conditions at David Taylor Oval. High shot coming in, missed. Thankfully for the player involved, I would think. Gunnedah rucked the ball out, and that's high.
Didn't miss that one. Harry Bratton will have something to say about this player getting up.
Chris Carter slowly to his feet.
Just the replay again. Carter there just taking it forward. Yeah, just sidestepping his opposition player in Craig Betts there, and Barry Pratton won't want to see any more of those today.
Sean Hayne taking the kick for touch on the far side of the field. I'm not sure of our directions here, Richard, but east, west, north, south. Maybe Neil on the touchline. You're a bit of an expert in the topography, Neil.
I don't know about that.
I think that's the east. We'll call it the east.
Yeah, the ocean's just over the hill. We can smell the surf from here. Steve Howard, a pass away to Ian Elphick. Across field, the big prop goes. He needs to probably go forward.
That he does.
8 metres inside the Magpies territory. Barry Pratton with a big 10 metres now. Stevie Howard across. Inside it goes to the lock forward again. That's Carter. Oh, he's lost the ball backwards. Referee says that is the case. Dived on by Corey Wilson. So Howard at dummy half. He'll be in everything today. Haynes. Away it goes to another player going through. Gunnedah gradually rucking it into the Werris Creek territory. Sean Torrens at dummy half. Out to the big prop forward. Steve Gallagher. Steve's having, he's had many years with the Gunnedah side to Richard.
Yeah, he certainly has. And there's, you know, this is to be gunning for his third premiership. Come back with a bit of live action.
Sean Torrens with the ball back on the quarter line now. That's the 5th tackle. The Gunnedah have a bit of a sniff here. Howard, away it goes to Haynes. Haynes puts a kick back into the in-goal area. Waiting for the ball back there is the winger. That's Aaron Allen. And Aaron Allen, first touch of the ball for him in the grand final. He brought down about 8 metres out from the try line. Now they'll move it quickly, I'd imagine, and move it wide. It goes away to the centre on the far side. That's Bill Parsons. And Parsons is brought down on the core line. Up, tapped it forward, no marker. Gains an extra 10 cheap metres on the Bulldogs. So they're 32 out from the try line now. They love to play a running game, the Werris Creek Magpies. They love nothing better than to spread it from one side of the field to the other. Porter, run around. Out goes to the lock forward. Betts brought down. They've made 40 metres in a couple of tackles, Richard. Good forward play. Up to the halfway line now goes the fullback. That's Guyneen. That's the 5th tackle, referee Pratton indicates. Porter, back into the red zone as they call it. Going back for the wing on the far side. Greg Kelly, it's too long, and restart from the centre of the quarter line.
A bit of a nothing kick there from the 7, Stuart Porter from the Werris Creek Magpies. I'm sure they're looking a little bit knocked up now, the Gunnedah Bulldogs. As I said, as you alluded to then, Greg, great forward momentum in that set, and they won't want to be on their hurls in defence for too long, the Gunnedah side.
Let's go to the touchline with Neil Baker. Neil, the Gunnedah, as I mentioned, coming off a 38-0 hiding at the hands of this side of the major semi. Would it be panic stations coming to the match, or just play it as they've played it all year?
No, it's the old story. The grand final's a different game to the semi-final, and it's always whoever settles down first can get away with the game. And at the moment, I think Gunnedah is staying with Werris Creek.
That's Big Ian Elphick, the big prop forward, probably the biggest player on the field. Brought down on the 10-metre line. I think he's on your diet too, Jonesy.
Seafood diet.
Stevie Howard puts one into the area, tries something different. Well taken and covered up back there, though, by the hooker. What's he doing back there? Ray Saunders. And he's met 8 metres inside his own territory. Something different from Stevie Howard. 0-all in the grand final after 5 minutes. Group 4 of 96. That's Porter taking them on. The Magpies losing both lower grades. And just as we saw in Group 19 last week, Inverell a nightmare, losing all three minor premiers into the grand finals. Inverell losing all 3 grades, and let's hope we haven't put the hex on Werris Creek by mentioning that. Saunders away to the big prop forward. That's Porter. Now goes out to the centre pass, and he's filled it. So a fairly innocuous start from both sides in this grand final, and we're about to see a replacement going on. Neil Baker on the touchline.
Yeah, number 15's going on. Craig Wicks for Gunnedah.
And coming from the field is the lock forward, Chris Carter. A couple of changes to the advertised starting side from both sides. The injury problems or playing ducks and drakes, both coaches. Now from the far side, the wingers come in. That's Greg Kelly. Across field he goes and brought down short of halfway. And played. Out it comes to the centre. Crossfield, Luke Ross, it is with the headgear. Gets out of a poor tackle from the winger, Aaron Allen, but eventually his progress is halted by Corey Wilson. They spread at the Bulldogs. That's Troy Stone with it. 8 metres into the Magpie territory. Sun starts to shine once again. That's big Steve Gallagher. Good forward progress, hit up. That's all his job is today. Out it goes to the 5'8" Hayne, back to Torrance. Torrance spots a bit of a gap. The happy hooker's up over the corner line. He has support, gets a pass away to Stevie Howard. Shut the gate. There is the first 4-pointer of the 1996 Grand Final. It goes to the Bulldogs, which shocks the home crowd here, Werris Creek. Stevie Howard, the try scorer. What a lovely break by the little hooker, Sean Torrance. There was nothing happening. Then the gap suddenly appeared, and the veteran halfback, he's got plenty of pace still, was put through the gap.
Yeah, great run there from Sean Torrance. A bad miss, a very lazy miss around the ruck area there. Good result here for their captain, young Steve Howard, he'll like me to say that, but that's a good reward. He's had a good start to the game, and as you said, he's burning everything, Greg.
Yeah, great little run here from, well, the ball back inside here was the big one. The Werris Creek defence weren't moving up, and the hookers caught him off guard, and he's gone straight through a little gap. He had a player sort of having a little bit of a shepherd for him, but, you know, the referee let it go, and it was a great run, and he offloaded to his halfback, and he scored a nice try under the sticks, and it's the old story in grand finals. Whoever settles down first wins them.
Yeah, well, of the two sides, I would think that Werris Creek has probably made more of the mistakes, and Steve Howard, he's been around for a long time. He leads by example. We've already seen him make a break, score a try, put a kick over the top in the first 5 minutes, and you'll see plenty of that sort of action today from the little halfback from the Bulldogs side. So that might spur Werris Creek into action, as Luke Ross will be the goal kicker from right in front. He should put this one over and give them a 6-0 lead. Luke Ross right in front. That's the extras. So the Bulldogs lead the Magpies by 6-0.
Successful conversion. Kicked by number 4, Luke Ross. Gunnedah 6, Werris Creek 0.
Well, the restart of play. Guy Neen drives it deep into the Bulldogs try line. Oh, over the dead ball line. Not on the full. It bounced first, but only just half a metre inside that dead ball line. And we saw this a lot last week in the grand finals. Players kicking it too deep. And is it a penalty back? He's going to give a penalty on halfway. Well, that'll be interesting. I thought the rule over the dead ball line on the full was the...
On the full out of the field of play, it's like,
well, let's have a look at this.
We'll just see where it lands. If it lands in the in-goal, it certainly should have been a... Oh, I'll tell you what, but there is an in-goal touch, Judge, so he's just earned his money.
So the restart of play with the tap. Gunnedah opting not to take the kick for touch.
No, I think, as you said before, you've seen a couple of the Werris Creek kicks going to in dead in goal, so it must be a little bit stronger than we can feel up here. I'm really cooking in this little hut.
Yeah, specially constructed for the day. Now Ian Elphick. As the pass comes out to Steve Gallagher, the big prop forward. Neil Baker with the unlimited interchange. The life of some of these bigger forwards has been extended, haven't they?
They certainly have, Greg. And the number 10 for Gunnedah, he's been going forward all the time, and he's been getting over the top of his opponents at the moment.
Daryl Kingdom with possession. Midway half and quarter. Now it comes out to the fullback, goes from dummy half. Troy Stone flicks a beautiful pass inside. As Kingdom again. They're only 10 out. When you're feeding and think the Bulldogs were the favourites. Torrance, little kick into the in-goal area. Jog it. He's got it again, Torrance. It should be 6 to go, I'd imagine, except they'll put him over the touchline. Well, the little hooker.
That was the changeover. He's going to rule a turnover. Good refereeing from Barry Pratt. And it was a funny little ball there. We saw Torrance. He's a live wire, isn't he? He's everywhere. Very good player. Here it is here, the fullback in Troy Stone. A great run there. Just tips it up and tips it back. And jolly on the spot was the number 2, Daryl Kingdom. So they're playing. Reputations count for nothing for this Gunnedah Bulldogs side.
Yeah, they've got nothing to lose. They go in as a despised underdog, the Bulldogs. On the quarter line, Saunders. Way to the big prop forward. Neil Constable brought down just short of the quarter line. Werris Creek crowd stirred into action now as their beloved are down 6-0. Midway half and quarter. The Clayton Cup up for grabs, as Richard mentioned. If Werris Creek win today, that coveted prize that Richard won with the team in the early 90s is theirs.
And Neil Baker also won one with Western Suburbs in 92, I think, Neil.
Yeah, that's correct, Richard.
Undefeated. It's a great honour for a club. Just watch, there's a bit of a high shot here, that this ball going up on Steve Howard. Oh, he just glanced him a little bit. Big fella from...
Yeah, I think he'd give him the benefit. I think he was going for the ball. Scrum backing, scrum screwing. And...
well, as long as both packs are intact, I think it is actually legal to screw the ball.
Get it in and get it away. Now, Werris Creek come up with it. He threw it. Intercept almost. Oh, tragic circumstances. Well, that was a comedy of errors. Barry Prattle almost touched it first. He almost took the intercept himself, the referee.
I don't think Barry would have made it somehow. Just back here, great weight from the Gunnedah side. They're putting the halfback, Stuart Porter, under all sorts of pressure, and he throws a loose one as he cops the scrum on top of himself also. Here it is here, Steve Howard. And, just losing the ball forward there, and certainly a knock-on.
Daniel Wilson bringing it away. So Ray Saunders will want to get these Magpies and quieten them down because they're making some unforced errors. As the lock forward going across field as Craig Betts gets a beautiful pass away to Corey Wilson, the 5'8", up centre field. He's got too much pace for the fullback. Now he passes it away. No, he takes the dummy, gives it away to another player, the winger, and he'll score, Sean Allen. Oh, that's good football. But maybe Corey Wilson was allowed to go just too far. They kept dropping off him, looking for his runners, and Corey said, well, if you go for the runners, I'll keep going myself. He was $1 million to one to even make the line himself, and Sean Allen loomed up outside him to take the pass, and the Magpies have been pretty quick to hit back in this grand final.
Yeah, great offload there it is from the 13 in Craig Betts. It's Wilson that streaks down here. A bit of soft defence here, all over the shop. They need to play without the ball too, Gunnedah. Just a reaching there, gets a bit of a shove along there from the fullback it is in Gunnedah. And here, this is a tremendous pass here. And Sean Allen streaks away, and that's a good hit back from the Werris Creek Magpies.
Sean Allen happy about it.
Yeah, he's a big 5'8", this Corey Wilson, and as you can see there, he's hard to put down, and a nice offload back inside to his winger, and it was a nice try for Werris Creek, a good hit back for him.
Neil, the defence rather soft up the centre on that occasion, though.
Yeah, it was rather soft, but a bit unfortunate for Gunnedah, because where I was right here on halfway, if they don't knock the ball on, well, they're in an attacking position, and as you know, mistakes can be costly, and Werris Creek have made them pay for it.
Now, Stuart Porter's added the cream, so the scoreline is all locked up here in the grand final at 6 points all.
First conversion kicked by number 7, Stuart Porter. Werris Creek 6, Gunnedah 6.
Thanks, man. Sean Hayne restarts the game for the Bulldogs. 6 points all the scoreline here at David Taylor Oval at Werris Creek, home of 1500. Werris Creek, where the North and Northwest Railway meets here, sends off the goods and passenger trains to all over northern New South Wales. And many of the Werris Creek players, the club was built, I think, Richard, on a lot of the construction workers who came here with the railway. And that sort of got the club its foundations in the early days.
Oh, I'm sure that'll be the case, Greg, and thanks for that little history lesson.
That's an absolute pleasure. We'll be asking a few questions of Neil Baker later, geography.
This is a great spot, isn't it? I mean, this is what, country football's all about, this grand final day. People from their communities get together. It's a great sight.
And this Corey Wilson, he must have "don't tackle me" written all over him, because they're not. Now it goes away from Allen to Saunders to Porter. The halfback across field, he finds the guy mean. Oh, great last-ditch tackle, brings him down. Lovely tackle too. That was the fullback Troy Stone on Gunnedah. That's the 5th tackle now on the Maggies. Saunders again from dummy half. He's causing some troubles. And it goes to the probably throws a shocker, Neil Constable. And the ball's been knocked forward.
Yeah, just been touched in flight there from a Gunnedah defender. Come out here, the hooker it is in Ray Saunders, the skipper, going on the short side. Very lazy defence there. Yeah, the ball came off the number 3, Roger Torrens there, and I'm sure Werris Creek will get the feed back. Yes, they do. No, that's what Gunnedah certainly don't want. Great tackle there from Troy Stone in that set.
15 metres out now from the Bulldogs try line. Scrum packing, won by the Maggies. Porter across field to Wilson. They have plenty of runarounds here. And the winger came in, the fullback actually on that occasion. Now the referee says the Bulldogs won't get off the tackle player. One of those penalties, I guess, I don't know whether they coach them these days, Richard, to do that, to try and at least get the defensive line back, but in this case it may backfire, because they'll have a penalty kick at goal, will they, or take a tap? No, take a tap.
I certainly think it's a good play from Gunnedah at the moment, as there is a quick tap play taken.
Neil Constable with it now, very close to that try line. The Bulldogs group and bring him down. 8 short of the try line. Betts wants it, but they go the far side. Stuart Porter, the halfback, he almost goes all the way. And a tackle that had to be made there from the 15, Craig Wicks. Now it goes away to the second rower. That's Dean Constable. And Dean Constable held. What will they do? Stuart Porter talking to his players to his right. He's going to go that way too. Across, dummies to Wilson. Gets a long pass out that's gone nowhere. Absolute into space. And the Bulldogs come up with it.
A wasted opportunity there for the Werris Creek side. I'm sure they would have, been happy to. There's an error count, 5-1. Well, Werris certainly being the hot favourites, haven't got off to the greatest of starts. The penalties are in favour of Gunnedah 2-1. So, they'll just need to settle themselves down. Completed sets of 6, Werris Creek 3, and Gunnedah also 3.
Neil Baker on the touchline. Much talk out there, Neil?
Well, I don't think Gunnedah will be too unhappy with the score at the moment, because that breeze is pretty strong, and it might make them pay here too.
This is Ian Elphick, the big prop. Good run by the margin prop. He's up to within 30 metres now of the Werris Creek try line. Shades of Richard Jones in his heyday. Now Sean Torrens up over the quarter line. Smashed into tackle by Saunders, the hooker.
But I would have chipped the fullback and scored.
You would have. They would have had to shut the gate to keep you in the ground. That's Gunnedah on the attack. Away it comes to Howard. Howard to Haynes. He's got the big second row out there, but he decides to go himself. Jinks into his left. Brought down 8 metres short. Howard again, didn't know he had it. No, he puts it up on the left foot. This is not a bad pressure kick. They're out after it too. Going up for it is the centre and takes it beautifully to Daniel Wilson under some pressure. From the restart. All taken forward by the number 8. That's Richie Porter. I notice he did the toss today instead of the captain, Ray Saunders. I wonder what's involved with that, Richard.
I wonder if Ray Saunders mightn't have the best of relationships with the referee. So the big fella Wilson, he's proved a handful, hasn't he? He's been the standout for his side. Barry Pratt in there, another indiscretion. I think Gunnedah really have to do this, and I'm sure he's going to call someone out. Yes, he is, the skipper. And the big 18, the replacement in Mark McLaughlin, who certainly is a big fella.
No, he's calling Ian Elphick out. Ian Elphick's the player at fault.
Here's the replay here, the 15 and the 18, Elphick and McLaughlin. Yeah, just carrying on. I think they really need to slow this Werris Creek side down. But Barry Pratton is the man to keep them apart. He won't take any nonsense. Away you go, son.
Yeah, Steve Howard said, but. And Werris Creek have the penalty, 10 metres inside their own territory. 6-all is the Group 4 Grand Final scoreline. Werris Creek losing both earlier grades to the West Tamworth Lions. The under-18s.
Werris Creek 13. West Tamworth, unfortunately today, too good at 16, and they're in the reserve grade. Werris Creek 22, West Tamworth 24. That was a thriller.
That was a thriller. Right on the death that driver scored. Back to the first grade. Jason Holland with it now. Been a bit quiet, I think, the second rower today. Midway half and quarter on Gunnedah's end of the field. Out to the prop, Neil Constable. And Constable's held. 25 metres out from the Bulldogs line. Corey Wilson, he said, I'll take them on myself. He's built like a front rower. Out to Aaron Allen, across field. He's made the extra man. This could be the difference. He jinks and weaves, looks for support. Still going, Aaron Allen. And just inside the corner, he's brought down. Causing problems, that extra man. Prop second rower going forward. That's Dean Constable. Saunders dummy half. Porter weaves a bit of magic. This time Stevie Howard up in his opposite number. Got away to Neen. Neen out to Daniel Wilson. Wilson in field. Wilson away from a couple of poor attempted tackles. One hands a pass away to the lock forward Betts. And Betts is held. Gunnedah desperately hanging on. Porter again across field. Wilson. The prop forward wants it out here. A pass over the top to the prop forward. That's Richie Porter. And Richie Porter is held right on the try line. Well, great Bulldog defence. It's 6 points all. Gunnedah rucking the ball out. 10 metres away from the try line. Neil Baker on the touchline. There hasn't been wholesale changes on either side yet, but I'd reckon Gunnedah will be ringing a few shortly.
I think so. They're all, as you notice now, they've got their hands on their haunches, and but it was good defence for them all the same. They held them out well then. Yeah,
they scrambled well across field. It certainly looked like Constable was going to score, but they managed to hold him out. The big prop forward, now they ruck the ball out. Big crowd here. We estimate probably 2,500 to 3,000 people. Mind you, we're not experts at that.
Steve Howard just taking one up. I'm sure he'll be looking for some of the forwards to do that work rather than him.
Ball down, dropped out into the Werris Creek territory. The winger on the far side, I'm sure these two are brothers. Sean Allen picks it up, has the bike shorts, which is customary these days. So many players, and a big hit coming in from the centre. That's Roger Torrens. Saunders, dummy half. Back to the winger on this side. That's Aaron Allen.
He's a live wire, isn't he?
He certainly is. Runs into Ian Elphick.
Ronnie Della, the Werris Creek coach, I think he'd be a little bit, how do you do about his size performance? They certainly are travelling along okay, but they've ruined some chances.
Jason Holland now finds a gap. He's got Wilson in support. Wilson can't get up there quickly enough. Now he throws a pass. That's knocked on by Craig Betts. So all the good work done by Jason Holland on that occasion brought undone. Referee sets the scrum, and the scoreline here is 6 points. So we're about midway through the first half of the grand final. Stevie Howard feeds a scrum. Neil Baker on the touchline. Always great conjecture whether the week off does you any good or not when it comes to grand finals. Werris Creek, of course, going in with that week off, and they look a bit rusty.
Yeah, they do. They look a little bit flat, and as I said earlier, they don't look like they're really in peak condition either, so I don't know what they've done during that week off.
I suppose, as the saying goes, there's nothing like match practice, is there, to get condition. That's a replacement. Darren Cameron, I think that is, for the Bulldogs. And here's another penalty. Well, you can be sure one thing, Richard. Barry Pratt will not miss them.
No, he's too experienced for that. He knows what the players do and what they try and do. And both sides now just rolling well into the first half, the end of this first half. You know, you alluded to the fact about the benches a while ago. I'm very, very surprised in these conditions that both sides haven't used it better.
Werris Creek haven't used it at all.
From the restart. 6 points all's the scoreline. The Magpies and the Bulldogs, who will be the premier team in Group 4 of 1996. The Magpies have been the front runners all year, haven't been beaten coming in today. Sean Torrens doing his best to ensure that record ends today. Stevie Howard, his partner in crime to dummy half. Hayne at 5'8", across field he goes, passes inside to the centre. That's Roger Torrens, across field Torrens, good footballer, steps off the right foot. Oh, tackle had to be made. Good tackle by Ray Saunders, the hooker. He's entitled to be knocked up, Ray Saunders. He's done some work. Haynes to 5'8", throws the dummy. Looked outside, saw Steve Gallagher in support, elected not to pass. And now referee Pratton finds the Werris Creek Magpies at fault. Well, Neil, what would you do from here?
Well, if I was Gunnedah, I'd take a kick for goal because 2 points is better than none. At the other end of the field, Werris Creek had the opportunity to do the same thing and they came up with nothing. So I believe that they've done the right thing, Gunnedah, by taking the 2 points.
Steve Howard, the halfback, talking to his troops. And Barry Pratton just marking the spot.
Yeah, the replay here. Really not much happening here. Barry Pratton, you see him well back to 10 metres. He knew what he was looking for, and he has no hesitation in pinging Werris Creek for being offside. Should be a gift 2 points here. Plenty of water being consumed. Very, very warm conditions. I'm sure that their captain, Steve Howard, would be happy to go in at 8-6. With this rather strong wind, and I think picking up too, Neil, in the second half. Yeah,
well, that's right, Richard. As we see Craig Smith going back on the field, he's replacing Ian Elphick. Sorry, I'm wrong there. Steve Gallagher, sorry.
So this is a kick from in front to the centre, Luke Ross. It's 6 points all in the grand final, and Luke should make it 8-6 in favour of the Bulldogs, which would be a scoreline that would surprise most at this time of the game. Werris Creek yet to get in their stride, but the Bulldogs have put it over, and the scoreline is 8 points to 6 now in favour of the Gunnedah Bulldogs. Pretty good support here for Gunnedah. It's quite a distance from Werris Creek. Actually, Werris Creek's quite a distance from most places, Richard.
It certainly was from where I come from this morning, down Newcastle, but it's great. The people up here in the country, they realise there are some crowds really enjoying their day out in the sun, nice and warm. A few Tui's products. It looks like something else.
You probably just maligned that young man. He's on a fitness kick.
I think it was Jim Beeman's Cola, actually.
I think it's the mineral water. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Guyneen about to restart. He has that right knee very, very heavily bandaged, Guyneen. Looks like one of the trotters at Harold Park. As from the kickoff, the ball's taken by Ian Elphick, I think that is. And up he goes, just over the corner line it is. Plenty of Magpies in there to bring him down. The referee spotted a little knock on. So this might be the opening the Magpies wanted. Ian Elphick gets to his feet, ruining it. The coaching staff look on.
David McCann there, I think he'd be reasonably happy with his players' efforts today also.
NBN bringing you, of course, Rugby League with Rondella looking on, the Werris Creek coach. Now, Werris Creek from the scrum, but here's another penalty. It hasn't given a signal. Oh, the 5/8 up, I suppose. Too close to the scrum base. He leaves you in some doubt sometimes, Barry Pratt, and you're not sure. Quarter line.
One thing you know, it's definitely a penalty.
Saunders out to the big prop forward. Neil Constable.
Oh,
Constable straight almost to the try line. He thought, when are they going to stop me? I'll keep going. Now he plays it. Out it goes to the second row on that occasion. That's Dean Constable. He'll play it. Saunders a dummy half. Porter out to Jason Holland. The defence up quickly on Jason Holland. They know that he's a ball playing forward. They have to get up and knock him over. David McCann made that clear to his troops before the match. Porter, Wilson inside. He's already shown how much damage he can cause. Aaron Allen, he's got the centre outside him, Bill Parsons. Parsons gets it now. It's 1-on-1. He gets out of the first one. A good scrambling defence by Troy Stone. They're on the attack, the Magpies, looking a bit rusty. Lock forward, Craig Betts has it, steps, gets it back to Bill Parsons. Parsons spots an opening. Oh, he's very close to that try line. Only a couple short. Play it, Saunders. Porter, short little pass away to Aaron Allen. They seem a little bit short of ideas, Richard.
Yeah, they certainly do. Very pedestrian and great defence from Gunnedah. That's the 6th tackle and changeover. That's outstanding defence. David McCann would be very, very impressed with that.
Well, the Bulldogs, to me, are playing above themselves, and I suppose they really had to lift substantially to trouble this Werris Creek side this afternoon. And 10 metres out from the try line. Of course, the expectations of this small community on the Magpies, and I suppose mentally that weighs on them. Steve Howard, the little half-back, he'll cause some problems. Gets a pass away to Torrens. He's been everything. Torrens, out it goes to the centre on the far side. That's Luke Ross. Down the touchline he goes. Too much pace across, though, by the lock forward, Chris Carter. Puts him in touch. That's good rugby league, Neil Baker.
It was good rugby league too for Gunnedah, but unfortunately he went into touch on the end of it, and let's hope he doesn't have to pay for that one.
Isn't that a great tackle from Chris Carter? We don't see much cover defending like that anymore, and that really is a superb tackle. They were looking dangerous there, Gunnedah.
So the scrum packing just inside the corner line. Nothing better in flight than seeing a lock forward chasing down a la Johnny Raper, a flying winger.
Oh, I remember one this year as a reserve coming on.
Ian Elphick. Steve Gallagher.
Steve Gallagher coming back on. His 13th season for the Gunnedah Bulldogs, and yet to win a title.
Halfback coming off to the blood bin as well.
Stevie Howard, yes, just some blood coming from that just below the left eye. He wouldn't want to be off for too long, I wouldn't think.
They'll certainly cut him.
Neil, the replacement.
It's number 16 going on, which is Darren Cameron.
Well, they're probably a bit leaderless once Steve Howard comes in the field, so the coaching staff will be working very quickly on that cut to get him back on the field. Stuart Porter at the scrum base, away to Corey Wilson. Richard, just wondering whether Corey does run a little bit too far sometimes.
Oh, certainly, but I think he's the one that makes things happen for them. I note with interest again in the local paper that the Gold Coast Chargers might be very interested in he and also the centre, Daniel Wilson.
Another penalty for being inside the 10. Now it comes out to Jason Holland. Well, the game hasn't reached any great heights, but it's a Dower struggle. First one side, then the other side, looking to gain the ascendancy as Neil Constable takes it forward. The Magpies really must score in this set of 6. They're camped inside the Bulldogs quarter line again. Out it goes to the prop forward. Porter. Dummy half, Saunders. Now it goes to the winger on the far side. That's Sean Allen. Aaron Allen on this side of the field, Sean on the far side. Porter hit everything. Cuts out Holland. A pass to Betts. Betts, out it goes to Aaron Allen again in the play. They're lined out this side, the Magpies. That's the 5th tackle. They're right on the Gunnedah try line. A long pass out to Wilson, straight through a gap. Thank you very much. And Corey Wilson, well, did he run too far that time? No, he didn't. He ran just far enough. Wash my mouth out.
Great try there from Corey Wilson. The strength of him, the fullback in Troy Stone really had no idea. He had no chance or choice. He couldn't stop the big fella there. He certainly got some beef on him for a second row. Wonderful pass here from Stuart Porter. Very selective there. I don't know that it was supposed to go to Wilson there, but he certainly took it out of the air nicely. Troy Stone, unfortunately, couldn't catch him. It's a good hit back there, but just been working away to that one.
Yeah, it was a great pass for halfback. As you said, Richard, I don't know if it was meant for Corey Wilson, but he took the ball anyway, and he's a big, strong boy, and he's straight over for a try.
So the Magpies have finally hit the front of this grand final by 10 points to 8 in the 5-8. Exhausted. But as I said earlier, I felt he may have been running a little bit too far, but well, he's made me eat my words. He ran just far enough in the right position too, Richard.
Yeah, great ball skills there to catch that one. Really don't think it was intended for him. And we'll see if Stuart Porter can knock over another 2 and bring it up to 12-8 just before half-time.
Fullback is positioned about 5 metres to the right of the uprights as conditions get a bit overcast and a bit breezy again. We'll check that wind in a moment with Neil to see whether it's swung around or not, because it will play with the game fairly tight, significant part in the second half. Stuart Porter puts it over. That's the scoreline, 12 points to 8. Let's go to Neil. That breeze is springing up now.
It certainly is, Greg. It's picked up in the last 10 minutes and still favouring Werris Creek, so I don't know if Gunnedah would be too disappointed with the score at the moment.
Well, both kickers certainly seem to give the ball a fair thump, and they're both fairly accurate too.
Yeah, they're good goal kickers, Richard. And, you know, that's right. It's very important, the goal kicking in any sort of level of football, and they've both been bang on target at the moment.
Well, nearly carnival atmosphere here at Werris Creek today.
Yeah, the big day of the year for the Creekies. There's a restart from Hayne, the 5'8". Drives it deep. This player, that's Guy Neens, had plenty of involvement. Away to Jason Holland. There's a spring in the step now of the Magpies. 12-8, they've finally reached the front of the grand final. Corey Wilson, Constable taking it ahead. No, sorry, Richie Porter, in fact.
One of them.
Yeah, one of them. 1 out of 3. And she looks like he's got the middle bar of the 8 missing, and I couldn't work out who was number 0 for Werris Creek. Stuart Porter to Corey Wilson. Looks just allowed to stand for a while.
Oh, he's strong on his feet.
And centre 3/4 with it now. Bill Parsons takes it up to halfway. There's the kick put in by Stuart Porter. He kicks back to the open side. He did come the blind. Flying through is Allen on the far side. I think the wingers have changed side. Sean Allen. And, risky pass, but he got away with it. It comes out to the fullback. That's Troy Stone on his quarter line.
Catcher's nightmare, that one. Completed sets of 6 there. Werris just slipping ahead 1 in from Gunnedah, and Werris Creek also, it's only 4 all in the penalty, so possession is pretty well easy. Divided there, and Werris Creek 6 errors, and Gunnedah only 2. That's telling on the scoreboard now.
Gunnedah's played less expensive game. Here's a beautiful break made. Up over halfway goes the player on this occasion. That's a replacement player. That's Craig Wicks. And he's brought down. I was trying to pick him up, the replacement. Dummy half, Sean Torrance. Almost 6 to go. Referee hasn't ruled that way. Torrance takes it up to the corner line. Gee, that was a nice break by Craig Wicks, but a beautiful pass put him through. On the quarter line, Steve Howard with the plaster now on below that left eye. Out to Hayne. Hayne back inside to Daryl Kingdom. Kingdom's going nowhere. Right on the quarter. That's the 5th tackle. Howard says, I'm going to run it on this occasion. Finds inside Daryl Kingdom. Kingdom, he wants to keep it alive. It's on the last tackle, remember. Out to Sean Torrance. He says, I want to put it back into the end goal. Only one chase of Daryl Kingdom, but well taken back there. No, Holland's dropped it. Dived on by Gunnedah. 6 to go. Now they lose it backwards. And what will he rule? He'll have to rule the first knock on by the Creek.
Yeah, he certainly will. It's unfortunate there that, yeah, he certainly has. Gunnedah are going to get possession of this scrum just prior to half-time. Won't this be a good situation for David McCann? I'm sure he'll like to see 4. There's
Stevie Howard, like the great escape. He's burrowed through there, but now he's got the penalty.
They're all offside a mile. The scrum base had already come out of the scrum before the ball did.
Well, it'll have to be a tap. David McCann pointing at the post. He certainly can't. They must take a tap. It is a differential.
So, Steve Howard. Out it goes to the centre 3/4, I think, on this occasion. No, it's fullback Troy Stone, both with headgear. Confusing from where we sit, but Stone may have been hurt, has he? Or trying to extricate himself. He has been hurt, I think, too, yeah. Clutching at maybe a leg. David McCann looks on with a concerned look. He looks down to his bench to see who can replace this player, if that need be the case.
I think he just, his legs got caught. It might be a head injury that here he is here. It was a good run from Troy Stone. He's had a good game too, safe in defence. Just players coming in over the top. I can't see much happening. He gets twisted backwards here. That is, no, certainly not it. This is it, just might land on his head here.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can take your pick, his right leg, his head, or his arm. It doesn't matter. I think they've all been twisted at 90 degrees. And the trainer in with him. Well, David McCann just looking at his bench options. He's got a couple of players there, and Troy, it's his right leg.
Yeah, as you said, he was twisted.
Troy Stone being assisted from the field, so what will the bench do? But the referee will now play. Now, that was the first tackle, remember. Across field it goes. Beautiful tackle, too, on Lindsay Maney. Hasn't seen much of the play. The dummy half, that's the replacement player, that's Darren Cameron. And he's very close to that try line. Ian Elphick goes to dummy half. What's the odds on a barge over from here? No, throws the pass. Howard away to Cameron. Away it goes to Torrens. Out it goes to the second row, I think, on the far side. That's Craig Smith. Back it goes to the centre. That's Luke Ross. Howard. They continue to move at the Bulldogs. They're looking for an opening. There's nothing happening at the moment. They're lined out, Neil.
They certainly are. There's a chance here now.
Darren Cameron puts a kick in, but it's well fielded back there by the centre three-quarter.
Good defensive set there from Werris. They've seen that out, and I'm sure they'll want to spread the ball. The disappointment there, Gunnedah, not getting over the line. They're going to have to tackle their hearts out.
As the ball is taken forward by Jason Holland on this occasion. He's a good player. He's a representative player, Jason Holland. Now, another good run off. Beautiful ball out to the prop forward. That's Neil Constable up to the fullback. He got away from the fullback. He has Guyneen coming. Guyneen shut the gate. I'd like to be on him in the Melbourne Cup, this fellow. And he's going to race 40 metres and score in the corner. Guyneen the fullback, but he'll come back and no doubt shout Neil Constable a drink tonight, because that was a magic little break by the big prop forward and a beautiful little pass to end it all. And Guyneen, he had a bit of work to do to get away from the chasers, and he's got to the line and put over the four-pointer to take the scoreline to 16 points to 8.
Well, Guyneen it was who ended up scoring the try. This is a great run here. This is just a wonderful ball here too, off the ground here. Can't see who that player is. Oh, he flicked that up magnificently there. And Neil Constable it is. Just watch him shake off one there. Roger Torrens, who's been very good in defence, just gets away from the second rower in Craig Smith. And there's Guyneen looming up on the outside, as you say. You'd like to have some money on him. It's a good chase from Darryl Kingdom, who certainly didn't give up, showed a lot of talent, just didn't have the legs or the room to pull him down prior to the line. Well, Guyneen, he's left the field. It was too much for him. He's injured his leg. That certainly is a great try, and what better timing for the Werris Creek side.
Gee, that was a good run, Neil, wasn't it, by Neil Constable, the prop forward. He shook off the defence and he set it up.
Well, he did exceptionally well, didn't he? But what about that pass? That was an exceptional pass, and I think that's what created it. But for the big front rower to be up there next to his halfback, that was a good result for him also.
Well, Stuart Porter is starting to just get away from them now, the Magpies. 16 points to 8. And Porter about 5 metres in. The ball might go from right to left as we look at he hits it. That's the way it's gone. He's given it a big chance, but it just waved away. There's the half-time hooter in the background. 16 points to 8's the scoreline. Tries to Sean Allen, Corey Wilson and Guyneen for the Magpies, with Stuart Porter kicking 2 goals. That's their 16 points. The 8 points, Howard a try, 2 goals to Ross. It's 16 points to 8, half-time score.
Back.
Okay.
In your honest professional opinion, how are we going, Bear? Hey, it's all right, isn't it?
Happening here, the big crowd in. Will Rabs be seeing this tape
Oh, probably.
on his desk tomorrow morning, or different tape? Sorry?
Oh.
Right, children, stay behind the white line, please. Stay behind that white line. Don't come across it.
Hello, one bloke's been carried out here. I don't know if he'd be a bench player, would he?
He just doesn't want to miss out.
He must have slipped over in the dressing
In the
shed.
sheds.
I don't know who this fella is. It'd be an interesting shot of him.
Oh, good.
Oh, he's done well. He's been carried all the way over there. Now he's starting to walk. He's nearly running now.
Yeah, he's right now.
13.
Or is that a tactic or something?
Sorry, mate. There, thank you. Good on you.
Yeah, we got all.
Keep the clock on this, Jonesy. 10 past, should be about 10-2. So the second half of this Group 4 Grand Final for 96 is underway. In the next 40 minutes we'll find out for whom the blood, sweat and the tears has been worth it. In the past 8 or 9 months as the players have trained and played. Let's go to the touchline with Neil Baker. Neil, well, we'll see an incident here, a kneeling incident, Neil.
A bit unsavoury. Corey Wilson it is.
Yeah, well, that's a start for Gunnedah that they probably need. But, you know, at half-time, I don't think Gunnedah is really unhappy with the scoreline at this stage at 16-8. There's a fair breeze at their back in the second half, but they are up against a great opposition in Werris Creek, and I'm sure that they'll probably try and maintain that lead.
The unflappable David McCann on the bench for the Gunnedah side. So both sides are certainly well and truly in this match. Of course, Werris Creek in front of the points table by 16 points to 8. And Gunnedah certainly have stood up to be counted in this first 40. As now they rate away from left to right in the Bulldogs' colours. And the wind starting to spring up once again as we restart the second half. Howard, away it goes to Gallagher. Gallagher held over the top. Holland with the assistance of Neil Constable. Dummy half is Steve Howard trying everything.
Ron Della, the Werris Creek coach, will have had some very quiet words, I'd imagine. They really need to get up and get a shot on the Gunnedah kickers because they do enjoy a fair breeze advantage.
I guess at this point, Richard, they appeal to the players' pride for the next 40. That's the last word they'll speak to them of 96, really, won't it?
Well, that's right. They can't do anything more now. It's the guys out on the field that have got it. But they've both got very good leaders in Steve Howard and also Ray Saunders.
Here's Gunnedah making a break on the far side. Good tackle across that had to be made by Steve Howard. And Gunnedah just turns around and gives him a tap on the shoulder.
Yeah, penalties there. Gunnedah in front just by 1-5-4. And the error's 7-2 in favour of Werris Creek, which means completed sets of 6-7 all. That error count there just means that Werris trying a little bit more with the football.
Daniel Wilson upfield over halfway, comes to the fullback away from Stone, gets a pass inside to Porter, backing up beautifully, but he's driven to the ground. 32 out from the try line. Oh, danger signs already for the Bulldogs as taking ahead is Neil Constable on the quarter line. Stevie Howard marshalling his troops back in defence. Porter away from Parsons to Corey Wilson, to the prop forward out there. That's Richie Porter lurking out wide with the centres. That's the 5th. Porter on the quarter line. What will he do? He opts to run it out on this side to Aaron Allen unmarked. He's got in front of him Kingdom. He comes to Kingdom and he's thrown over the touchline. Good tackle that had to be made. And the scrum will pack just out from the try line. One of the Gunnedah players blowing up about something. It was the replacement player, Craig Wicks, pointing back towards the quarter line and fairly blowing up about something.
I think he was, if we just come back to this, I think he's saying that the ball actually went over the touchline after the last touch was the Gunnedah player. Because there's the little winger there and Aaron Allen just throwing it back inside. And the ball, it's a little bit iffy, but I think that's what this complaint was about.
The Gunnedah winger, Greg Kelly, good tackle had to be made. As Gunnedah now ruck the ball out under pressure. Terrible pass back. Picked up by Sean Hayne, the 5'8", but they lost 10 metres and almost the ball in that situation. Across field goes Ian Elphick. And Elphick has held a few metres inside his own quarter. Jason Holland, the tackler, from dummy half. Good run up there. Might have been the centre, Roger Torrens, on that occasion. Across field, this player, that's a replacement player. Darren Cameron. Howard out to Haynes. Haynes across field to Elphick, is it? He's held up and dropped. No, it's not Elphick. 5th tackle rule. Howard on that left foot of his, drives it down. Winger on the far side is Sean Allen. Out on the cross field with the headgear. He links up with Gunnedah, opts to take them on himself, but a nice tackle brings him down. That was the second rower, Craig Smith, for the Bulldogs. Now that's the other winger going, and the wingers like to be involved. Aaron Allen up over halfway. Just inside the Bulldogs' territory. Raiding away. Ray Saunders has a run from dummy half. Finds Gunnedah in the try score outside him. Now comes out to Corey Wilson. Wilson almost gets out of a tackle. Couple of tackles. 40 metres out now. Porter. What will he do? He has plenty of options. Holland away to the centre three-quarter. Bill Parsons. Now it goes out to the winger. That's Sean Allen on the far side. And he's brought down just outside the quarter. Parsons again, the centre. Goes himself up centre field. Wilson, that is, on this occasion. His centre partner, Daniel Wilson, has held. Played, Porter. Porter drops it in. Nice little kick. Beautiful. Oh, knocked on by Gunnedah. Knocked on by Werris Creek, but he'll reel the first knock on. And Neil Baker on the touchline. This is just what Gunnedah didn't want. They just can't get out of their red zone.
Yeah, well, that's a costly mistake for Gunnedah, and the way Werris Creek are playing, I think they'll make them pay for this one.
Just a little knock on either way there. Not a bad little option there. But, Werris Creek, you just get the feeling that they might, as the under-18s grand final, West Tamworth 16 victors over Werris Creek 13. Good game, and this was a cracker here. West Tamworth 24, Werris Creek 22.
Yeah, the Creek supporters were fairly quiet after that reserve grade. They saw 2 down and probably thinking, oh, here we go. And Gunnedah dive under the shape of Stevie Howard.
They've got a great scrum today, Gunnedah. They realise they have a weight advantage, and they're certainly using it.
Dummy half, Sean Torrens. They ran from that position. Now it comes out to the second row, I think that is. Lindsay Maney, he's held. Torrens, Hayne away to the centre going in. Luke Ross across field. They're not going very far. Howard out to the centre, Roger Torrens. They're going nowhere, Neil Baker, at the moment, running across field.
Yeah, well, there's a good run from the centre, number 4, but as you say, I think the forwards have got to put their hands up. There's only probably Steve Gallagher, he's having a go, but the rest of the forwards have got to get behind him.
Now it comes back to Hayne, who drives it downfield, waiting for the ball. It goes over the head, in fact, of the winger. He wasn't sure where it was, Aaron Allen. Gee, a lucky bounce for him, though. He had no idea where that one went. He casually just stood there, let it bounce, and then I think you can see the panic written on his face. Guy, he looks like he can run like a greyhound, Richard, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's very long and lean, and he's got a great body swerve. He scored that great try, of course, just prior to half-time. But they've got it all before them, Gunnedah, and Werris Creek. That kick from Gunnedah only went to the 50, and they're in another good attacking position.
The Magpies in front, 16-8. They're looking for another 4-pointer to seal, well, not seal the match, but certainly add another nail to the coffin. Might be the actual lock of that coffin. As Stuart Porter shows the ball, gets it away to Constable Porter. It is going upfield, the prop forward. Right in the centre of the quarter, that's the 5th tackle now. Saunders a dummy half again, away to Porter. He's in everything, the halfback. Everything revolves around him. Corey Wilson gets it out to the centre. That's Daniel Wilson. And he's held only a few metres short. Well, they just can't get over this try line, and full marks to the Bulldogs' defence. They're hanging on by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, Luke Ross there, good gain up the short side. But, yeah, hats off to them. Their defence has been outstanding today. That's what's going to need them, a deeper kicking game, I think. That's exactly what they need, and a better chase.
That's Stevie Gallagher going forward. He'd desperately love a grand final when Steve Gallagher. Gunnedah have been in the last 3, I think, from memory, and have lost the 3, Richard. So, it's a bitter pill, isn't it? 3 grand finals, 3 losses in the last 3 years, I believe. Now pass is a chance. Sean Torrens, the hooker, he puts the spurt on up over halfway. He put the head down. He looked like he was going fast. He wasn't going real fast. Now it comes out to the winger. That's Greg Kelly, and Kelly's held. But this is the first time I think they've been back in the Werris Creek territory in the second half. Torrens, Howard, Hayne, the 5'8", elects to kick. Well, he had his backline lined out. He's taken the option himself and will come up with no result at all. So the scoreline is 16 points to 8 in favour of the Magpies. From the restart, Saunders up to the second rower. That's Dean Constable. Well, Neil Baker on the touchline. You had a good look at that kick. Sean Hayne, do you think he took the wrong option because he had plenty of blue jumpers lined out to his left? He
certainly took the wrong option. It was a nothing kick. He actually kicked it far too hard, and I don't think I know he's halfback, and captain wasn't impressed with the kick. So I think they've got to do a little bit more thinking when it comes to that department.
Just an error here from a Magpies player. Fortunate for them, just the ball jolting loose. Very good tackle there, but
now the ball in the hand of the Bulldogs. So it comes out to Roger Torrens. He's got the fullback Troy Stone coming up in support, but he takes the tackle midway half and quarter. Bit of bereft of ideas at the moment. Lindsay Maney going forward to within 32 metres of that Magpie try line. Gunnedah really have to score next to stay in the contention, I feel. The lock forward, Smith. To Carter, should I say. Back it goes now to Howard. Howard works back across field to Hayne. Hayne, the 5'8", looking for an opening. Bit of an opening starting to appear in that Werris Creek forward pack too. But he just couldn't jink and get inside that last man. Howard Looks for the run around, gets a beautiful pass out, but it's built by Steve Gallagher out wide. Now picked up by Corey Wilson. He gets a pass away to Allen on this side, and here goes the winger. This is Aaron Allen down the touchline. Across is coming the replacement player, Craig Carter. This is him, and Aaron Allen's on his way to score. That's a beautiful try, a 70-metre good winger's try. And the impressive thing about it, he didn't try to come in field and step and risk being caught by a last-ditch tackle. He just stuck to that touchline and defied them to run him down. A great attempt by Chris Carter across to bring him down. He got out of the lock-forwards tackle, and a wonderful try.
Yeah, Corey Wilson it was that took the loose ball here. He just pinged his ears back. He knew where he wanted to go. The fullback it is, Troy Stone, that comes across in cover. Valiant effort. He certainly made good ground, but Allen certainly had the front foot. It wasn't the fullback, it was the lock actually, and Chris Carter, great effort. And watch Kingdom come in again from the right. He shows tremendous pace, but too little too late.
Wonderful try by Aaron Allen. He says to the crowd, how did you like that one? And
the old scenario in rugby league, isn't it? If you make mistakes, they make them pay for you. And Werris Creek certainly did this, and this was a great determined run from their winger, Aaron Allen. He was ran straight past me, and you could see the determination in his face. He was going all the way. Unfortunately, the tackle coming across, he missed him in cover defence, but the determination there was always going to have a great try for Werris Creek, and I think that's could save the game up for him.
Blake, that wasn't you urging him on down the touchline we saw, or a late tackle by you, was it?
Somewhere behind the shed trying to get some money on early.
But Neil, the impressive thing, as I said in the call, was the winger. He stuck to the touchline, and there was a case of, well, I've got the pace. If you're good enough, you'll put me over the touchline. Yeah,
well, that's what I was saying. The determination was in his face, and yeah, you know, I think he had a smile on his face. He said, well, you know, you catch me if you can, and they never did that, and he scored a try.
So Stuart Porter can really throw the key away, I reckon, with this one if he puts it over. 20 points to 8, 5 in from touch. He's kicked it. Yes, that's a great kick from out wide. Oh, the crowd love it. So do the Magpie players. And it's the Magpies 22, leading the Bulldogs 8.
Gunnedah 8.
Hayden restarting for the Bulldogs, but it all came back to, as that Neil said a moment ago, to that mistake by Steve Gallagher where he spilt the ball, and Werris Creek quick to capitalise with the try. 22 points to 8. We've got 28 minutes left in the match, Richard. We said that Gunnedah needed to score first. They haven't, and well, they're not out of the game by a long way. We've seen bigger comebacks than this, but they're not playing the sort of football which suggests that it's going to happen today.
No, certainly not. They will definitely have to be the next side to score, but I just got the feeling that Werris Creek, they'll spread the ball at every opportunity. Wilson there, Corey Wilson, the 5'8", just coming out of that last tackle. Injured, a little bit of Saunders has a good little scurry, but I think it's all before Gunnedah now. Let's see how good they really are.
Ray Saunders was a nice run. Now Porter, out it goes to Wilson. Wilson steps. Now there's holes appearing in this Bulldog defence. Wilson might go all the way away to Guy Neen. Neen throws a pass into, beautifully intercepted by Greg Kelly. Now the ball's thrown across field. It's going to be picked up on the far side, and a try to Sean Allen. No, the referee's calling it back. The referee's calling it back and giving a penalty to Gunnedah, 10 metres out from the try line, and he's saying a player was held. Yeah.
Well, referee Barry Pratton doesn't miss much, and he certainly hasn't missed this here. We'll see if our wonderful cameraman, yeah, here's the ball. This is a crazy pass there from Greg Kelly it was, and he's Daryl Kingdom under a lot of pressure from young Allen. Certainly was never going to take that ball, but Barry Pratton has ruled it an illegality.
I'm wondering where was the incident, because I was just trying to pick up where the player was held. Neil Baker on the touchline. Did you see the incident?
Well, the only thing I can see is when the actual winger passed the ball and he was taking out of the play. But as far as I was concerned, it was play on in my opinion. But geez, talk about giving coaches nightmares.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't see an incident there, but anyway, the referee was on the spot, and he's found in favour of the Bulldogs, so they have at least one life. And how many lives Bulldogs have? I know Cats have 9, Richard. How many do Bulldogs have?
Well,
they're running out of them pretty quickly.
Yeah, they need to score this set of sets, I reckon, or very, very soon.
32 metres out. And Cameron, the replacement player, Darren Cameron, That left knee heavily strapped. Howard, a pass inside to Cameron. One runner taken out. Didn't get the ball. Out to the winger on this side. That's Kelly. He makes good ground. Kelly, too, up over halfway. Throws it back to the second row. Lindsay Maney. He tries to get a spurt on, but he only goes a couple before he's grasped. Jason Holland, the tackler from dummy half. Aaron Cameron again it is. Finds Kelly again. It's the Kelly-Cameron show at the moment. Inside Holland. He will almost get a pass to him. Now he's spilled it. Well, I thought he was going to turn around and pass that to Jason Holland. I thought he said, well, you see if you can do any better.
Here it is here. Kelly, it was getting a little bit all around the shop, and the ball just jolted out of his arms. And it'll be a relieving penalty here for Werris Creek. They've certainly done some work in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
$11,186.
The gate, $11,186 today. $11,186, so great support by Group 4 Rugby League fans coming to the match this afternoon. Of course, NBN Television bringing you the best of country rugby league in the grand finals around the various groups throughout New South Wales. We're seeing some fine footballers on display in the various grand finals. Now the ball's been lost and the referee's rule stripped out by Sean Allen on the far side. One thing about the Magpies, Richard, I notice.
Yeah, Sean Allen, great little scamper here. We just see, yeah, it's the 12 there in Craig Smith it is. Just roofing that ball out of Allen's hands. He's a live wire. Geez, there's some good wingers in this game today. Daryl Kingdom's got plenty of pace, as has Greg Kelly, and Sean Allen and Aaron Allen. Well, they're both on the board also.
Yeah, I was going to make the point, Richard, that Werris Creek had very few replacements, even interchange, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right. They're sitting down here in front of us. It looks like none of them have seen any action.
So the coach has been content with what his starting 13 virtually have done. I think the only replacements really have been for injury or blood bin. Now Porter away, finds beautifully. Bill Parsett's in the headgear, and they're starting to find some space out wide, 32 metres out. Crossfield, second rower, that's Dean Constable.
Great tackle, Craig Smith.
A loose ball from dummy half and another penalty, and he's given somebody in the bin here. Just trying to pick up who the player is. He's given 10-2, the Gunnedah player. It wasn't Craig Smith, was it?
I think it's Craig Smith.
Yeah, punching the ball away. He made a great solid tackle, but just carried on a bit too far.
So that won't certainly help Gunnedah's cause at the moment. There's Craig Smith. He'll be disgruntled about the effort. Anyway, they raid away the Magpies, and going forward is Richie Porter, the prop forward. And Richie Porter's held only a few short now from the try line. Across field, that's the second rower. Dean Constable, throw him back. They're not giving up, the Bulldogs. The defence still clinging to them at this stage. Ray Saunders, a couple of runners go through. Stuart Porter. Oh, that'd be Shepherd almost. Runs around one of his own players. Gives it to Sean Allen on the far side. The winger coming in field and is brought down. Just trying to put that fatal blow, the knockout blow. Pass over the top. Taken by Dean Constable. Now it goes back to Ray Saunders. They're playing basketball at the moment. Dean Constable with it again. Still 8 out. Very short of ideas. They might. Oh, now he's lost it. And the referee just checking with his touch judge. There's no illegality. And the scoreline is 22 points to 8 in favour of Werris Creek. On the scrum feed, referee indicating that the scrum has screwed too far around, and Stevie Howard to put the ball in again. Neil, you're pretty close to the action there on the touchline. The Gunnedah bench and the players themselves, heads starting to drop a bit.
Yeah, but they've stuck to their task. You know, like I know they're out of the game at this stage, but you know, they're going okay. And their defence then again in that set of 6 wasn't too bad, and you know, they're going okay at this stage. Who's
impressed you so far in this match?
Well, I was just about to say the centre 3/4 for Werris Creek, Daniel Wilson. He's got a great turn of speed, and when Richards was talking about the wingers, I thought, well, his turn of speed and his footwork's very good. But the 5'8" for Werris Creek, he's a class act.
Yeah, Corey Wilson, he's had a great game, hasn't he? Especially when I said he was running too far. I've had a shock on myself. Right on halfway, the Bulldogs. That's the fullback, Troy Stone. That was forward. Yeah, the referee now gets the call from his touch judge. And right in front of us, the ball was passed forward. The scoreline remains at 20-8. The game actually is probably degenerating a little bit. Neither side really have much punch at the moment.
Yeah, but I think Werris Creek, we saw in that last set that Neil said Gunnedah's defence was outstanding. You know, Werris just shotting it all over the place, flicking it out the back, over the top, bit of basketball.
The number 15 went on for Werris Creek as well. I'm sorry, I just haven't got his name at this stage.
Tim Taylor's the replacement, number 15, 22 points to 8. Werris Creek leads this Group 4 grand final over Gunnedah. Now Guinean, he's dangerous, all through the dummy. Greg Kelly, thankfully his defence was spot on because the fullback was on his way again. Now Aaron Allen away to 15, Tim Taylor. Not sure if it's the tool man. Pass comes back to Timmy Taylor again. And he's brought down just inside the quarter line. Werris Creek. Dummy half race almost. They're all wanting a crack at this, Richard, aren't they? A bit of one-out stuff. Neen, dummy half, Porter. Porter across field to Holland. Holland to Wilson, to Constable. Now goes to Wilson, the 5'8". Back inside to the centre. That's Daniel Wilson with it now. He's a strong centre. Brought down a couple short. They must surely score here in a moment. They've been here for a while. Kick into the in-goal area. Rebounds off one. Picked up by the centre three-quarter. That's Parsons. 6 to go, says referee Barry Pratton. Just what Gunnedah didn't want. From dummy half, the prop Richie Porter. I think he's in. He is. Not yet. But soon. I'm having a look at referee Pratton. I thought he's going to award it. Back to Neil Constable, his other prop forward partner. Brought down a couple short. Dummy half, big dummy Ray Saunders. We'll have it about 5 goes from dummy half in a row now. Saunders, long pass over the top. It comes out to the centre. Bill Parsons. He's held. Well, it's good Bulldog defence. Corey Wilson into dummy half. Will not let him play it. That's the 5th. Stuart Porter says, we'll go for a field goal. We'll get 1 point out of it. That's the option he takes. It's successful. 23 points to 8 in favour of the Werris Creek Magpies. Neil, that must be testimony to the Gunnedah defence. They just would not give up.
That was great defence, but it's a good way of going down the other end of the field. You always say to yourself, if you get down there, try not to come away with anything. So 1 point's better than nothing. So not a bad result for Werris Creek.
23 points to 8. That means, of course, as Stuart Porter goes for the field goal.
Yeah, it's a great kick too here, isn't it? He gave it a nice old thump. Tied Gunnedah defence. They really have done some work, and it has been an outstanding level of defence, but just couldn't stop the field goal.
So again, Sean Hayden restarts play for the Bulldogs. Over the head of Porter. Back it goes to Allen, the winger. They've enjoyed themselves, the wingers, today. They've been in the thick of things. It's been one of those games. And Sean Allen across field. They won't tackle him. Oh, he linked up beautifully with Bill Parsons. Parsons has Aaron Allen on this side of the field. Down he goes, Aaron Allen. He's got players inside. He's a good winger, this fellow. I like his style. He sticks to that touchline. The lock forward for Gunnedah, Chris Carter, comes away from the tackle limping. On halfway. Prop forward with it, Neil Constable now. Werris Creek just chipping away at this defence. Sean Tynes bringing him down. 23 points to 8. Second rower, Jason Holland. And Stuart Porter, of course, is the Northern Division halfback this year, so it's no surprise to see him play a leading role. As Tim Taylor, one of the few replacements the Creek have used today. I think they're warming up another couple on the bench. Porter to Neen across field. He's found another gap, the big fullback here. There must be a try from this. Inside he goes, away to Jason Holland, says thank you very much. Jason Holland goes around and puts it right underneath the uprights. That, I would dare not hesitate to say, is the Group 4 Grand Final of 1996. It's 27 points to 8 in favour of the Werris Creek Magpies, and jubilation all round. Yeah, just tiring defence there, Gunnedah defence. They just couldn't keep up to it. Neen it was, just slides across the park here, showing the ball out in front of him, both hands. Very off-putting, and just a play on the inside there with the arm guard. Dummied on the outside to his centre, but inside is Jason Holland, and that is a great try, and that is shut the gate. Yeah, Guy Neen, he almost could have scored himself, as we'll pick up the replay again with Neil, and he probably could have gone all the way himself, Guy Neen. He's got plenty of pace, but he went for the easier option of an unmarked Jason Holland inside him.
Yeah, great run from the fullback. One of the veterans of the side, Guy Neen. He's had a great match. But, you know, he just goes across the field, and the defence hung off him, and he turned the ball back inside to, I reckon, the hard-working second row. He's had a big game, probably deserved the try too, in the number 12 in Jason Holland, and I think that's put the issue beyond doubt now.
So, Jason Holland, strongly built second rower. He's, as Neil said, a powerhouse display today, and they're really starting to find the gaps now, and Werris Creek starting to run away with this match by our time check. About 15 minutes to go. And Stuart Porter from right in front, 27-8. He should make it 29, which he does. The touch judges like it. And there's something to be said, Richard, for a crowd where we, I guess we get used to the sterile atmosphere of the big matches in Sydney and the like, but you can't beat the old car horns at the football, can you?
There's a lot to be said for that. It's a great atmosphere. I think the danger signs for Gunnedah now are the crowd jubilation, all sorts of funny signs. But this score could end up anything now with 15 minutes to go. Werris Creek are the type of side that they could score from every play if they wanted to, and looks like they're starting to get in that mood right now.
Well, you can be sure of one thing, the crowd will be sticking around till the end because they're predominantly Werris Creek supporters, and they'll savour this moment for sure. And they won the title last year. They went to Gunnedah. Gunnedah were unbeaten until last year's grand final, and Werris Creek beat them there. And Gunnedah was hoping that history would repeat itself in the reverse this year, but it's not going to happen that way.
No, not today. Good. They've just chipped away Werris Creek, and they've thoroughly deserved their outstanding season.
Cup that both you and Neil have won at various stages of your career with the country side. What sort of an honour does that bring on the team? What does it give the players?
I think it's more than just the team. It brings an honour to the whole town because in small country towns, the whole team gets behind. You know, when your footy team's going well, the town's alive, it's a buzz, and I'm sure there will be plenty of buzzing tonight.
Gunnedah, away it goes to Corey Wilson. They're starting to really find some gaps. Stuart Porter, he deserves the try. The halfback, and he's going to get one too. He adds to his try-scoring list. That's his first for the game, and he's kicked a couple of goals. But now they're really starting to find holes up the centre, out wide everywhere. The little halfback, he's been hard-working. You can see why he's the Northern Division halfback of 1996. And the Magpies lead the Bulldogs by 33 points to 8 as we check the replay.
Yeah, Corey Wilson had a reasonably quiet noon. It was their good handoff to Wilson. Reasonably quiet second half, but very selective pass inside here to his halfback Porter, who really thoroughly deserves a try. He's had a great game. Wilson only done a couple of things in the second half, all being class, and that is a just deserved for Stuart Porter, who'll try and convert his own try now.
Yeah, the floodgates are starting to open up now for the Gunnedah side. And Werris Creek, you know, the class here, great offload there, beautiful ball to the 5'8" Wilson. As he runs to the defence, turns the ball back inside to his halfback, who's had a superb match also. Deserves the try. Unfortunately for Gunnedah, it puts the issue well beyond doubt now, and a great try for Werris Creek.
33 points to 8 in favour of the Magpies, and the Clayton Cup will be theirs for this year. Wonderful effort by the Magpies. I was just wondering, have they won the Clayton Cup before? I was trying to, as the teams ran onto the field, wonder whether they had won it in previous. I'm not sure, but of course they've produced some fine footballers. There's one at the moment. Look, he'd be feeling no pain.
He's not looking too fine, but
I guarantee you'll do the victory lap with them, though. Stuart Porter from out near the touchline. He hits it. He's given this a big show. It's gone to the right, no goal. So the scoreline remains at 33 points to 8 in favour of the Magpies. Magpies, the flavour of the day as the kickoff takes place. Richard, Werris Creek has produced a couple of good footballers in the Wynn brothers in previous years.
Yes, certainly. Peter, of course, going to Parramatta, and Graham having a season in Newcastle with Western Suburbs, and then a great career with St George. Went on to play for Australia, and I wonder if they're here today. They'll be certainly looking in the results columns tomorrow.
Proud sons of Werris Creek. Richard Jones joining me in the commentary box today, former St George hooker.
Heckler.
Well, I know you were a loyal man, Richard. There's only a few of us left, the Dragon supporters, you know.
I know there's one in our truck today who's...
Yeah, he'd be proud. And Neil Baker on the touchline, great goal kicker. He'd be savouring some of these kicks today, Neil, in tricky conditions in the wind.
Yeah, as I said earlier in the piece, the goal kickers have done well. They've been sort of dead on target today, and you know, the halfback for Werris Creek in particular, he's got a great boot on him.
Now in possession from that kick is Troy Stone. Gave his supporters plenty of heart failure there. It bounced, and he looked around in mid-air, couldn't find it anywhere, but luckily it bounced right where his arms were. And now the Bulldogs in the blue and red make another error. And The winger throws the ball down, so 33 points to 8 in favour of the Magpies. By our time, about 10 minutes to go, was Werris Creek. They'll go another hour if they have to, if they want. They'll be loving this.
I bet they don't, bud.
Bill Parsons is brought down on the quarter line. Back it goes to Aaron Allen. And he's held about 12 out. Been played in very good spirit, the grand final, though. Really good spirit between both clubs. Lock forward, beautiful tackle on him. Craig Betts, down he went. That was Sean Torrance, the hooker. Had a great game in the final, apparently, last week, Sean Torrance. Now that's Wilson across field. Corey Wilson. He's still about 10 out. Well, the Bulldogs' defensive line looks good. They're not giving up, even though they're a long way down the gun barrel. That comes out to the second rower in the shape of Dean Constable. He's been strong. Now long pass over the top. It goes over the top of Taylor and made a mess of by the winger, by the centre, Daniel Wilson, I think it was. I think he was missighted, though, Neil, by the player, Tim Taylor, in front of him, reaching up to try and go for that ball.
Yeah, he was, but unfortunate for him. That's probably the only mistake he's made all game. He's had a good game as the centre, Daniel Wilson, but you know, I think they can afford to do that at this stage anyway.
I'll tell you who I've been impressed with, fellas, and that's the number 3 for Gunnedah, Roger Torrance. I think he's had a great game.
And scoreline is 33 points to 8 as the grand final draws to its close. And as we pick it up again, Werris Creek, midway half and quarter. And the crowd, whilst enjoying this match, Richard, they're silent. The result's a foregone conclusion. I suppose they're waiting for the countdown where they can run on and join their heroes.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be the case. They've been very honest in their support of their team today, obviously being the local heroes out here, and you're right, they'll swamp them at the end of this, and there'll be some sponsors product drunk tonight, I'm sure.
Corey Wilson with it now, just inside the quarter on the far side of the field. Played in very good weather conditions today. Good crowd in, good-natured crowd. Long pass, nobody out here at all. They've all gone home. Picked up by the centre three-quarter, Daniel Wilson. And he's 30 metres out. Saunders away to the centre. That's Daniel Wilson, right on halfway of play. Hill there, the hurt there. That's Tim Taylor, I think. Received a knock. Kick put through. Oh, well picked up by the replacement player, Timmy Taylor. Thank you very much. He has pulled out the magician's trick. Put the little kick through, raced through, grabbed it, said, good night, fellas, under the uprights. A great try to the replacement. He'll love that. He's only been on for 10 or 15 minutes. And the scoreline is 37 points to 8.
The little halfback Porter just putting the kick through there, Tim Taylor. Good honest chase. They obviously had a bit to do. Oh, and they were running into each other, the Gunnedah boys. But that's a good, he's been pretty solid since he's been on, Tim Taylor. Great little kick from Porter.
You'll love that. Yeah, he said.
Does he ever?
It was a great kick from Porter, and when you're hot, you're hot. And, you know, good chasing, determination by Tim Taylor to get the ball back. He had no right to get that one back, but he did, and he scored a try under the post.
The Gunnedah player stood there kneeling incredulously, didn't they?
Yeah, they all just flocked around and thought, well, who's going to grab hold of this? And they didn't realise the Werris Creek bloke that just jumped on the ball and scored.
As you say correctly, Neil, everything goes right, and Gunnedah probably can't do a thing wrong now, right now, as a couple of players come from the field. Stuart Porter's about to try and add the extras, inflict a little bit more pain on the Bulldogs, but they've been gallant. 39 points to 8 is the scoreline in favour of the Werris Creek Magpies. And it's been a comprehensive victory, as we've got about 5 or 6 minutes left to go in this match. And the referee's had a very easy match to handle today, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's as you said before, Greg, it's been played in great spirit. He's kept them apart. He's kept the rucks fairly free of any indiscretions. There's only been a handful of penalties for that, but they've been very gallant in defeat, Gunnedah. They've chipped away and chipped away. Their defensive line was good. They lost a guy in the bin, and Werris Creek just scored too many tries. And there's Rondella, a very proud coach today, and he'll take his hat off to his boys tonight.
Don't know whether it'll be the swan song for a couple of these, particularly Gunnedah players. Steve Gallagher's been around, as you said earlier, Richard, for 13 seasons. I don't know how much longer Steve will be travelling around in the blue and red. And also, there's David McCann looks on, the coach. He'll be disappointed, but I guess consoled by the fact his side really put in today. Stevie Howard, one wonders how longer Stevie will be travelling around in the Gunnedah side. When he retires, it'll leave a real void to fill in the halfback role. Werris Creek have it, midway half and quarter, their own end of the field. About 5 minutes to go. It's coming across field, second rower And Dean Constable brought down with a couple of Allens, a couple of Constables, a couple of Wilsons, a couple of Allens in the side. Corey Wilson across field now. Gets a pass away that Timmy Taylor went without. Picked up now by Richie Porter. Jason Holland, been strong all day. Went down 5 metres short. And Torrens, Howard's got one in the tackle. I think it might have been from his own player, Sean Torrens. Holland got up spitting chips as the kick's put in. What a bad kick back into the quarter line region. Back over the try line. Going back for it is Troy Stone for the Bulldogs. Across field, he's lined up, steps beautifully past the centre passes. That's a good run by Stone, up over the 10-metre line. That's a good run.
Good return from young Troy Stone. He's been very solid at the back. He's had a lot of times where he's had 3 or 4 players coming at him at the one time. But that's a great kick return.
Neil Baker on the touchline. Neil, the Werris Creek players are only 3 or 4 minutes away from history. Grand final winners and Clayton Cup winners. I guess it'll be starting to play on their mind now. They know the clock's getting down to that point. Yeah,
well, they're going through the motions now and, you know, just shotting the ball around anywhere and, you know, they're just counting down the clock and, as Richard said, looking forward to that, the sponsors product, Tui's. 39
points to 8 is the scoreline. Midway half and quarter on the Magpies end of the field. Big crowd in and not one black and white streamer has left this field. Steve Howard, terrible pass, picked up brilliantly by Timmy Taylor. He's bulletproof, allowed to get the pass off the ground. The referee said that's fair. Jason Holland, away it goes now to Billy Parsons, up over halfway. Bill Parsons tries to wrong step. The fullback gets a pass away to Allen, his winger. This is Aaron Allen. He sets sail for the try on the defence, come across inside to Gneen. That's gone forward anyway. It'll be picked up by the Gunnedah player, but good attack. Oh, they're pretty to watch, Richard, when they throw it around.
Yeah, it's so hard being this damn good. It just says it all. They're really enjoying themselves at the moment. The Creekies, as you call them, Greg, the Magpies, they enjoy their football, and it's been, as you said, very comprehensive.
It's so hard being this damn good. I thought I was looking at you, thought, hello, this is the publicist at work. Then I realised you're talking about the sign.
Just a bit of time on it too.
Just inside the quarter line. Out to the second row, Dean Constable, and he's brought down 10 metres short of that try line. A few of these boys would love to pick up a try in the grand final. It's been shared around fairly well, though. Another replacement on 16. That's Dallas Taylor. As a pass comes out now to the centre, then to Allen on the far side. That's Aaron Allen, Sean Allen, should I say. And he's brought down just short of the try line. Scrambling to play the ball.
Well, it's nearly an Allen-a-thon, isn't it? They're everywhere. That was a great pass in that last moment from Bill Parsons. Just flicked it out the back. Oh, it was a magnificent pass.
Steve Gallagher rucks it away for the Bulldogs. Referee now finding fault with the Magpies for being inside the 10. Punch in the head.
Our producer loves his rugby league. He doesn't miss anything.
Yeah, let's have a look here.
Probably something after the play of the ball. Here we go. Oh, it's a slap.
Yeah.
There wasn't too much discretion about it either. Barry Pratton standing right on the spot.
He thought, well, if I go, I'll get the hot shower early, so. And I'll be first to be congratulated by the coach, so it doesn't really matter, I suppose.
What about first into the esky?
That's probably the case in point. I hope Bake's produced it anyway for the end of the game on the touchline. As a player is down injured in the grand final, 39 points to 8 and very, very close to full time. From the restart, Howard tried hard all day. Neil, at this stage of the game, Neil Baker on the touchline for us today. You might just pick out a couple of players who have impressed you in both sides so far.
Well, for Werris Creek, obviously Corey Wilson and Stuart Porter have done exceptional jobs. I've been impressed also with Daniel Wilson, the centre. He's had a big, strong game. But for Werris Creek, just going back to what Richard was saying, the centre three-quarter for them too, for Gunnedah rather. Torrance, he's had a good game, especially in defence. He's had a lot of work to do in that area, and he's come up trumps all the time. But yeah, Werris Creek far too strong. They've just got too many skills.
Now, Bill Parsons, the centre's having a fair bit to say as we see Jason Smith about to take the field. I don't think it's the Jason Smith, unless Parramatta's cut another one. He's about to get his couple of minutes in the grand final now, Bill. And the referee having a few words, and Bill agrees to accept the defeated side of the argument as Sean Torrens takes the tap just outside the corner line. Going ahead is Ian Elphick. I think it is. He'll play it. That's played. Stevie Howard across field. Way to the second rower on this occasion, Craig Smith. He's brought down. They'd love a try, the Bulldogs, to finish on. Give them something a little bit sweeter to finish this game on. Stevie Howard, they might find it here shortly too, as a pass comes out beautifully to the second rower, and that's a lovely try by Lindsay Maney. Just what the doctor ordered, all too late, of course, but that sweetens things up, Richard.
Yeah, that's a good try. Good hit back. They've stuck to their guns all game. Maney, it was good reward for him. Young Sean Torrance, it is too there, the young red-headed hooker who's had a whale of a game also. Steve Howard, it was unloaded to him. Lindsay Maney, good try, good hit back. They haven't given up, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, well, congratulations to Gunnedah too. They haven't dropped their heads. They've kept going for the full 80 minutes, and that hooker's had a good game, as you said, Richard. He turns the ball back inside to the number 11, and, you know, good try to finish the game off for him.
Lindsay Maney, the try scorer for the Bulldogs, and now another player being called out by referee Barry Pratton as we're waiting for this kick to be taken. I'm not sure whether it's Luke Ross going to take this kick for goal, and the supporters or the players on the bench celebrate. And we're just having a look at this replay. What's this?
Well, there's Howard unloading the ball, and I think, yeah, he's upended there. That's a very dangerous tackle. No, oh, isn't that? Oh, that's awful. I'm surprised to see that go on report, maybe. I don't think it has. It's been getting a little bit feisty of late. Players will just be happy to keep their hands by their sides, make their tackles, and see out the game.
Jason Holland was the player at fault, and Barry Pratton didn't miss him either. Darren Cameron, he's going to have a kick. From out wide, he's given it every chance in the world. What a great kick. You can't get much better. So he gets on his name into the scorebook for the grand final. 39 points to 14 in favour of Werris Creek. Darren Cameron, the goal kicker on that occasion. And by our clock time, should be just about up in the grand final. The anxious waiting, and the supporters no doubt will stream on with the black and white streamers. It's a big day for a small town of 1,500. They'll celebrate long and hard. And no doubt the obligatory short haircut. Richard, I know we've been in training for that.
No, this has been me for years, but I just hope the Werris Creek boys stop celebrating in time for the season next year.
Well, I think they're still celebrating up in Warrialda after last week's Group 19 grand final, the boys, and the Barbers were on overtime all week.
But yeah, the Clayton Cup gets a workout, Jonesy.
Now here's an intercept. Well, the ball's been lost and picked up by Sean Allen, and Sean Allen has raced away after the ball was lost by Gunnedah out wide, and Sean Allen is in for his second try of the grand final. So the scoreline has moved along to 43 points to 14. Just an error, a bit of fatigue, a bit of tiredness there, a bit of sloppy play.
Yeah, Steve Howard on the long side there, just getting it out to Torrance, the kid we've just given a big rap to. In their haste to get the ball away, Allen it is just streaking away for an easy try, but, you know, hats off Gunnedah. They really didn't give it away. They've tried then to spread the ball, and it just hasn't worked for them today.
Yeah, unfortunate there. It's always the way. You give someone a rap and something sort of goes bad for him, but this guy's tried well all day, the wing for Werris Creek, and Sean Allen, and he does the big seagull at the end and shows the crowd how good he is. Congratulations to him.
Life doesn't get much better than that, Neil, does it? Try in the grand final in front of the home crowd. So 43 points to 14 is the scoreline, and to us we're in a bit of injury time. Stuart Porter, 5 from 7 he's kicked. He's been on target today. Hits this one, swung it straight between the uprights. The touch judges like it. There's the full time down in the background. Werris Creek are the 1996 Group 4 winners and Clayton Cup winners. Country Rugby League supremacy throughout New South Wales in 1996. The players flock together, the crowd love it. They'll move onto the field now and support this side of theirs. The full scoreboard for you. Sean Allen scored a couple of tries. Corey Wilson, Guy Mean scored a try as well as the bench celebrate. Aaron Allen a try, Jason Holland a try, Stuart Porter a try, Timmy Taylor scored a try. Steve Porter kicked 5 from 7, and also a field goal for the Gunnedah Bulldogs. Their 2 tries came to Steve Howard in the first half in the early stages, and Lindsay Maney in about the 78th minute of the game. 2 goals to Luke Ross, Darren Cameron failing at his attempt. So the full-time score, actually he kicked a goal, so the full-time score was 45 points to 14. Now we go down to the touchline with Neil Baker. Never kicked that goal, did he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's us, Bet.
We clear, mate. Thanks,
you.
fellas. That was good, Richard.
Oh, it's good, Big. Thanks, mate.
That was good work.
Ladies and gentlemen, whilst we're waiting for the players to come over, I'm going to ask Mr. Andrew Cooper from Tui to give the referees and the touch judges their trophies so they can go and have a shower whilst we're waiting for the players to come to the field.
Result.
Thanks. Yeah, top result. All year our defence won us the game. The scoreboard showed our attack, but our defence really won the game today. Gunnedah come out firing. We knew that they would, but we just sort of held off till the end. It was good.
Undefeated all year too, Richie. It's a great result. Clayton Cup winner. I'm sure you'll celebrate long and hard all week.
Yeah, the boys, they'll celebrate tonight. All through the last couple of weeks we've been talking about this Clayton's Cup, and it's finally come through too.
Well done, mate. Go and celebrate with the boys. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
This is